Oh, right. Put that down there. To all of you who were wondering, yeah, it is 10 past, but I've just been eating, and the purpose of this live is, well, I'm going to show you. So, how I flip the camera. Right. So as you can see, yeah, this is the avatar on GitHub, and we have this one which is private. That one is public, and this one and private and public and private. So there's a mixture. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you something. Pardon me. So this is Lovable. And this is kind of an upgrade for what I wanted to do. There's different races in this one, and as you can see right there, we have 50cc 125, medium 250 to 400, sport bikes 600 to 750cc, and the big super bikes, and it's on Lovable. Right, so now you've seen what I've been looking at this morning was places to race on this game. Now, why I've switched over to Lovable was watching other content creators on YouTube who were talking about Vo. They were talking like Vo versus Bolt versus Lovable versus Cursor, etc. And what they were saying was this, that with Bolt, I've kind of hit a wall with www.seekingyou.org. And I spent the other day almost 3 hours trying to get it fixed so that I could sign in, create the first account. Then the purpose was, as I said to Bolt, you guys know about it. So I was trying to fix it so you could explore as well. Now, in the video, which you're going to see horses in the video, that was just over an hour ago in the field where there's 3 horses. And you've seen what's on screen. Yeah, you've seen that. Now, in other videos, you got to go back in time. In the other videos, you will see the waves exchange. Now, when I said to you that I'd had a video call with the Department of Works and Pensions, they said they couldn't help. Full stop. It's for you to deal with. We can't do anything. So I told you about that the other day. Now, this one, which I've just showed you on screen, is almost identical to the street racer where you saw the motorbike tank and bits and pieces. Showed you a nice picture of bikes. But here's my thinking. And if I can't get seeking you to work using Bolt, then the others, which are also on there, what's the chance I'm going to have the same stumbling block? So when I looked at these content creators, some American, some are from Europe, etc., they were comparing a lot of these artificial intelligence builders. And what I didn't want was for you to keep trying to create an account with Seeking You, because if I'm getting frustrated, Gordon Bennett, you're going to be bouncing off the walls. Which is why I looked at, and I just showed you, Lovable. Now, the other one, which I tried the other day, and I tried that one on Geordie Nation, was Claude 3.5, because there's two different versions. You got 3.5 and you have 3.7. 3.7 is the deep thinker. So I didn't want it to go into that because it takes longer. But the one thing I want to say to you all is this. Creating has a cost, which is what I mentioned in the horse video just earlier. I don't know if that is up online yet, because I've been cooking and other bits and pieces. But here's the thing, right? Now, there's 19 people here and I have 2 likes. Let's grow the likes. Oh, by the way, yeah, there's also a lovely thing next to the likes. It's called Super Chat. Yeah. Now, the one thing I'm going to say to you all is this. The apps, as we move forward through 2025, will appear online. I'll do a video of each one when you can go in and sign up for an account. But the other ones, which is 32k, Dual Energy, Geordie Nuts, The Hood, etc., I'm going to have to do them by purchasing the Ethereum, probably from Coinbase, putting it into the wallet and then transferring that over to waves.exchange and converting that. You got to sell it basically to buy waves, and you use the waves with the community because you can only use waves within Waves Exchange. And the one thing I will have to do is say to the community, for voting, giving us a yes, 10,000, 20,000 of each one they're looking at. So let's say it's 32k TV Inc. I offer 20,000 and they will turn around and say either yes or no. And that's how the consensus works. So if I get the yes, what happens after that is I get to set the price. Now, as you all know, with like Bitcoin, there are 18 zeros and a point. So it may be that I have to go right to the end and the last three zeros, change that to 1, 2, 5 or thereabouts, and then put that to people on that exchange. And there is already in the instructions a lockup period. That means those who are first like through the door to buy, it's 3 years. That gives enough time to get the money in, purchase the land, because land's expensive and land is value, then start to build, i.e. talk to construction companies here in Rushcliffe and up in Newcastle and ask them how much for them to build said factory. And yes, I mean factory. So that's where we are. And the hope is that obviously with the ERC 20, there will be the wages after it's been built for staff, pension, benefits as in your healthcare, like new fields, Bupa as in private, where you pay in out of your wage, and obviously bonuses is all covered within the remit. Now, what you've just seen, yeah, from everybody who I've looked at who said Bolt has issues. Well, Bolt's not the only one that has issues. The Claude Sonnet 3.5 also has issues, i.e. when you go to publish, where does it publish it to? And this looks clean because it's connected directly to Supabase, and it's also should be connected to Stack Blitz. Now, Supabase is offshore that's in Singapore. So that's where we are at the moment. And the hope is that what is on GitHub right now, there are people in chat, there are people on Instagram come together and sort those out so that people can log in. And like I said in the video with the horses, God, I'm blooming itchy nose. What I'm prepared to do is this. I'm not just prepared to give said persons a shout out. No, I'm going to give said person more. So the money from the apps will be split. And that is a thank you while the app is generating money. Because I've set the price for businesses to advertise at £30, and that is for businesses only during the first 18 months of it being on the internet. And the main purpose, obviously, with the game which you've just looked at on screen, is at some point that pulls in tourists to Newcastle upon Tyne who have played the game and they want to see where it was made and, you know, like ask questions locally. That's the whole purpose of it. And that's the reason why I'm doing it. Because what I want to say, like I said to the person I spoke to from the job centre, with the health conditions, shoulders need fixed. That needs this part here, shoulder, drilled into, sucked out. All the crap that's inside. This one, the same process. And Mike, who is the physiotherapist, said once they've sucked all of the debris, that's what he calls it, the debris, once that has been sucked out, and I've gone to him for, is it 6 sessions, I should be able to do everything I want with my arms without any pain. Now, that's just fixing that part. The back is permanent. Now I can do about it. But I don't want to, like I told them at Job Centre, I'm tired of struggling. So these apps, as well as what is on the Waves Exchange, that is my way out to employment. That's my way out to getting an income and saying to the job centre, signing off. Pardon me. And that's what I want to do. That's why I'm showing you under adult learning. I'm 58 years old now. And I want to be able to put enough away in your pension so that when I think is it 71 years old? Is it? Or is it still? I don't know what the retirement age is. But when that comes around, the state pension, that can go into a little piggy bank, maybe for a holiday, somewhere in the south of England or somewhere like that. But the main income will come from these apps and the ERC20 tokens. Now, oh, well done. I've got 68 people here. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's the most I've ever had. Wow. So you're all listening about these apps. Well, I mean, to be honest, you've seen the account on GitHub and you've just seen Lovable with the the thing is, what I like about this, right? I turned around and I said to it, I'm going to go right to the start again. Bush. Right. Up you go, up. Oh, by the way, this game which you've just seen is PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and mobile. Now, go right to the top. Right. This is what Lovable is saying to my prompt. I'm excited to help you build Street Racing Cup, a thrilling virtual racing game set in Newcastle upon Tyne with the potential to expansion across the United Kingdom. Everything that was in bold was not just Newcastle. No, it's for the whole of the United Kingdom. But it starts in Newcastle. And when I was saying to you before about tourists, tourists come to Newcastle to buy nice goods from the shops, right? They also come for Newcastle United, but they also come for business and pleasure. Now, imagine if they're coming because they have been playing this game, they've been playing Streets of Home, or they've been playing UBBC. Think about it. I mean, when I was talking to Gemini about UBBC, it mentioned to me Spanish City. Now, I was one of the first when they put in the roller coaster. Yeah. I was one of the first people to go on there. I was basically bugging me mum to bits to say, we've got to go on this day, and praying the weather was going to be spot on. Well, the weather was spot on that day. And I remember climbing up. It was like a chain thing going. Then you got right at the top and then just turned a little bit. Then you went straight down. It seemed like it was over in a blink of an eye. However, I still remember it. And when I was talking to Gemini, it turned around and says that everything changed sometime in the 90s. Which, I mean, everything's gone, apparently. So I was discussing the I'm going to tell you what it is. UBBC stands for United Boat Builders Cup. Boat building, from little tiny boats with a sail to bigger boats with an engine at the back and a course. And I also included in that canoeing, because that goes out on the water too. And the reason why I did all of that was I wanted to, places I enjoyed as a kid. The sands at Wheatley Bay. 9 times out of 10, Mum would make sandwiches up, crisps and stuff like that. Because as young kids, we went crazy, playing in the water and stuff like that. And, we did go to the chip shop after. But like I say, it was like our little adventure. And I have to confess this. When my mum used to do the sandwiches, some of that sand from Wheatley Bay, yeah, it did get into the sandwiches. But the experience and the memories, epic. And colour coats, that was the Wilkes and the odd crab. But yeah, so I wanted to, by doing what I've done, it's like shining a big torch or a big mirror and pointing it at the sun so the light comes straight down on the northeast. And that's why. So that people would come to see what was going on in the game. Or, whether it be UBBC or Streets of Home or the motorbike game. And places like, say, on this game, which I'm looking at in a minute, where the Airport Express. It's been a while since I've travelled that road from the city centre, straight up the motorway, Cowgate, straight down Ponteland Road, over the roundabout, down to Kingston Park, and then cut off for the airport. And that's why I've got this featured track, Airport Express. So if you're on a big bike, like a super bike, you're going to proper open that bike up in game. And also said to Lovable when I was doing that, the cameras while you're in game, giving you the speed and also what's going on around you. That's what I wanted in the game. And to be honest, there was one error with Lovable. And that one error fixed. So that's why there are 2 motorbike racing games on GitHub. And like I say, one is Bolt, and the second one, Street Racing Cup, that is Lovable. But it doesn't say that on GitHub. It says something different. It says Tyne Street Rush Cup, and there's a dash in between each. So now you know what I'm trying to achieve. Yeah? You all know that now. So here's the hard bit. Achieving it. Because trying to fix the login for Seeking You over 3 and a little bit hours the other day, I had to basically just press the close button and say, I'm leaving the computer for at least a few hours. My head was battered. And the reason why my head was battered was when I was doing the Udemy Web Development 3, I got to the ~25th part. I think there's 27 or maybe 28 parts to HTML5. Before, people were saying, by the time it takes you to get your certificates, AI will have whizzed past you. That's the reason why I went down the road of artificial intelligence. And the one I mentioned earlier, Claude, it said it had done a roadmap, it had done this, it had done that. It says, hey, do you want to publish it? I went to publish it and I was like, well, normally I would write stuff down. I didn't. Because I was trying to rush so hard. And that was the error. But since then, realized that some apps will work for you and some apps, well, take bold.new. If it can't allow me on Seeking You to sign in and create an account, I'm wasting my blooming time. So that's the reason why, like I say, I looked at Lovable today because I've been watching. I watched about 7 videos comparing Cursor, which is on the laptop, comparing Cursor with Claude, which, like I say, I have tried, and others. And I wanted something that could actually create something you can explore. It just didn't happen. But I still tried it. You know, I mean, I was looking at stuff the other day and I was thinking, There's just me here, nobody else. You know, that's why I said when I was on the call to the job centre, on the video call, that's why I turned around and said to them, please, can somebody come and help? No, we can't do that. So, anyway, the hope is Ethereum doesn't jump again, and I'll buy as much of Ethereum as I can afford without going without food, and then convert it from Ethereum to Waves, and then say to the Waves community, 32k first, and then whatever's left over from doing that conversion, do the second one, and if I can do a third one, get that done as well. And then there will be 3 sets of tokens or more if it's affordable, so that you can create an account on Waves and then put some money into the system so you can buy. Because what it won't allow you to do is create an account and then do a Mickey Mouse buy, where you click the buy button and it's turning around and saying, well, where's your money? Because you have to fund the account before you can trade. You know? Same with most things in life. But and the one thing I will say is this. Places likes of Benwell and other places in Newcastle, the more I benefit from the ERC20, I'll plough money into the areas which, when I come up, I'll look at and say, yeah, that needs money, and I'll do that. And that is for the people of Newcastle upon Tyne. And then eventually I'll move back home. But yeah. So thank you for the 6 likes. There's 40 of you here at the moment. And all I'll say to you is this. What you've seen in this video and other videos, you'll have to go backwards on my timeline on YouTube to see in my videos the Waves exchange and sign up for an account there, so that when the community gives me that, which I'm hoping for, the yes vote, then we can proceed, and then I can turn around and say to Universal Credit, thank you for having me, and it's time I sign off. And that's what I want. I want to be able to have the money coming in from Waves exchange and be able to turn around and buy, like, so the farm which is at the back, and I'll show you the farm. Oh yeah. So You imagine. Now what you can see there is the near field, but that near field goes all the way up there and beyond. And that one there, that field at the bottom, and there's another 3 on the other side of the road. So yeah. And that would be for dual energy. And that would mean saying to a UK company, this is the fields which I have, how many panels and how many turbines would fit per field, and can you supply them? I do know that you can have supply from AliExpress, but they'd have to come in a shipping container. So if I get the panels and the turbines from British companies, may cost a bit, but using the token, the power of the token. And here's the plus point, yeah. The tokens, right, may be at a lower price. However, when you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of them, it adds up. And because they are reissue, when you hit a certain figure, which is 100, not 100, but like 100 million, at say a penny, 2 pence, 3 pence, 4 pence, etc., the next lot drops in. So, and that next lot goes from whatever the price was at the final figure of the first round. And it'll mean converting everything to USDT, but from USDT to GBP, pretty easy. Anyway, enough. I'm sure you all have things to do on your Saturday evening. Enjoy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me 6 likes. Thank you. And the hope is this year, these apps which you saw, the things which are on waves, can get approved and we can move to better times. Because in each of the ARC20, the main part of doing the ARC20 is to create work, jobs, pension, bonuses, health benefits, and a job for the rest of your life. Anyway, thank you all for being here, and the hope is, as you see the apps appear after I've told you everything's excellent. You can go and log in and create and play and all the rest of it. Hopefully, I will have quadruple, if not more, subscribers than I currently do have at this moment in time. But one thing I will tell you is between now and whenever retirement does come around, there should be, by the time that date comes round, several thousand videos to show everybody who watches YouTube a journey from rags to the top. So, thanks for being here, and I will see you all in the next video. And hopefully by the time the next video has come round, the people on Instagram who said they could help with what is on GitHub, please do. Please look at the code and fix the code, and even attach your name to it. And that way, people will know. So, see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.